this was supposed to be this morning's video, but due to the fact that Matthew Benedetto and Paul Menard had some big news that was announced about them, that's why this is the afternoon video. So obviously just keep on checking my Twitter or just keep on checking the channel if you want to know when new videos are going to happen or are happening. Tomorrow will be the full playoff preview tomorrow afternoon. So expect that in full length. Other than that, no big announcements, but let's just get into it. Martin Truex Jr., why he will win the 2019 NASCAR Cup Series Championship. He has 4 wins on the season: Richmond, Dover, Charlotte, Sonoma. So those are his 4 wins, and just like last year, 4 wins going into the playoffs, but last year he did not win after that 4th win at Kentucky. But this year, he is with Joe Gibbs. Last year with Furniture Row, obviously different team, but same manufacturer, same. It's very similar. So he's got a very good opportunity at this championship. Just like the 2 guys I talked about earlier, Hamlin and Kyle Busch, he has a very good opportunity because of his playoff points. He has stacked up those playoff points. He has a ton of playoff points, and obviously all those playoff points help you out. And as for gaining more playoff points to lock his position, look at 3 of his wins. He's got a win at Richmond, which is a playoff track, Dover, which is a playoff track, Charlotte, it's kind of a playoff track, but at the same time, it's a 1.5 miles, which is very important because Homestead is a 1.5 miles, and there are a good amount of 1.5 miles in the playoffs. Las Vegas, Kansas, Texas, Homestead. I can't think of any more at the moment, but that's all we're here to discuss. So obviously, Truex, he is very successful at some of these tracks. Last year, you remember, he was leading at the Charlotte Roval going into the last corner before he was taken out by Jimmy Johnson accidentally, okay? And then a couple other times he was leading Martinsville late, was bumped out of the way for the win there. So he has been good at the majority of the playoff tracks, and then just a couple of them he hasn't been able to win. And this year he finally ended that curse of his of losing at short tracks. He finally won a short track when he won at Richmond. He's very good at Dover. He has, 4 or 5 wins at Dover, I want to say. So he's been pretty successful at some of these playoff tracks. Some tracks he hasn't won at, Martinsville, obviously. Texas he has yet to win at. He has won Homestead, so he's won that Homestead race. And in this format, that is very key for this format because it is all down to one race and how you do that race. And Martin Truex Jr. has shown he can do it in the past, and he can do it again. So I have much faith in him that he can win the championship. Will he, though? We'll figure that out. But on to the other stuff. And another problem with them I have is he has been kind of inconsistent this year. Like, he'll have a good race. He'll run top 5, top 10, lead some laps, get a stage point or 2. And then he'll have races where he just runs like 18th, 19th. So that's my only problem with him, with picking him for the championship. But why he will win it, as I said, he's done it before. I think that's one of the biggest things, just like I said with Kyle Busch. If you've won before in this format, you know you can get it done. You just got to survive the first couple rounds because obviously that first round, it's a little chaotic. And then you have the Roval in there, and that's a wild card. Second round is a little chaotic. Then you got Talladega in there. We all know Talladega. And then that last round is Texas, Martinsville, Phoenix, and obviously those are 3 completely different tracks. Martinsville is a short track where a bunch of stuff can happen. Texas is your standard 1.5 miles. And you have Phoenix, which is a just completely different shape than any other mile tracks we have, and just a completely different outlook. And it's been recently renovated. So it's just about getting through the playoffs for Truex. Obviously, last year we saw him get through it pretty well, get to the championship 4 pretty easily. And in the championship 4, he was leading for a while, passed late by Joey Logano. So he almost went back-to-back last year. So I think that stings him a little bit. Remember, he had the, he's not going to win the damn war thing. And now I think he's looking at a big opportunity for some high-quality revenge on the field, Logano, whoever. Because he's looking for some redemption, some revenge, because he did talk a little bit of trash last year about how he was going to win the championship or he wasn't going to let Logano win the championship. And then he didn't, and I think that might spark a little fire in him and that he can go win the championship just out of some motivation. And also, Martin Truex Jr., Cole Pearn, great driver crew chief pairing, and they click. They really do. And in the playoffs, they've done pretty well in the past. Obviously, 2016, I think they won two of the three races in the first round, and then went downhill. 2017, we all know 2017, they dominated that year. Then 2018, they did pretty solid in the playoffs, were able to get through. Will they do that again this year? Will they have a 2017 where they dominate, open off the playoffs with a win, keep on racking up those playoff points, and end up getting to Homestead and winning the race? Or will they have something like last year where they may not win a race in the playoffs, but they get pretty dang close. They get to Homestead, they're leading late in the race and get passed? That's a good question. So that's Martin Truex Jr.'s case for the championship. He's got a little bit of motivation just from last year, some revenge he wants to have maybe. He's got the car, a really good car. He's got a good connection with his crew chief. He's been with him for a while. He's got a lot of stuff going for him. So that's why Martin Truex Jr. could win the championship. Up next, I believe we have Kevin Harvick and why he could win the championship. That will be tomorrow. I don't know what time. Check my Twitter if you want to know when. And then after that, I can't tell you, but it says here, Logano, Keselowski, Elliott, Kurt Busch, Alex Bowman, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Eric Almirola, Clint Boyer, and Ryan Newman. So that is it. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, leave it a big fat like. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe, and then go watch the other ones of my videos.